Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. So, if you're a coach, you already know our primary mission, right? It's helping our clients absolutely unlock their full potential. But let's be honest with ourselves for a second. Sometimes we really just need a better set of tools to figure out exactly what's holding them back. So, today, we're exploring a highly practical diagnostic toolkit for your one on one sessions. And we're doing it by leveraging the sheer power of behavioral competencies. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our structured roadmap for today. 1. The Client Behavior Challenge. 2. Decoding Behavioral Competencies. 3. The 5 Competency Categories. 4. Diagnosing Client Roadblocks. And 5. Strategies for Developing Others. Kicking things off with Section 1, the Client Behavior Challenge. Let's talk about behavioral roadblocks. Now, you might be wondering, why do highly capable, super motivated clients so often just hit a wall and fail to change? You know exactly what I mean. You sit down with them, you set these great ambitious goals, they seem completely inspired during the session, and the next week, crickets. This execution gap, that is the core problem we are going to solve today. We're moving away from vague, fuzzy goals and zeroing in on concrete behaviors. To solve this, we are turning to Chapter 2 of a truly brilliant framework. And just to cite our source here, this is copyright 2024 by Dr. Michael Zwell. He states that competencies can be defined as the enduring traits and characteristics that differentiate outstanding performance. See, it really isn't just about what a client achieves, it's deeply about how they achieve it. Moving right along to Section 2, Decoding Behavioral Competencies, the building blocks. Think of behavioral competencies as the literal building blocks of success. It's like a giant puzzle. These are very specific, enduring traits, things like results orientation, taking initiative, teamwork. Using Dr. Zwell's framework, you can take a totally abstract client goal, something like, I really want to be a better leader, and translate it into concrete, observable behaviors that they can actually practice and master week after week. Which brings us to Section 3, the 5 competency categories. Let's look at categorizing these traits. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how Dr. Zwell actually organizes these behaviors into 5 distinct categories. We've got task achievement, relationship, personal attribute, managerial, and leadership. As a coach, you should look at this as your ultimate diagnostic map. If a client is failing to hit a milestone, organizing their behaviors this way allows you to pinpoint exactly where they are stuck. So let's see how this actually plays out in a real session. Imagine 2 totally contrasting clients. Client A absolutely thrives in task achievement. I mean, they hit every single target every time, but they completely lack relationship competencies. So they're just leaving this wake of frustrated colleagues behind them. By categorizing these traits, you instantly spot that gap, and boom, you can tailor your coaching to balance out their specific profile. All right, Section 4, Diagnosing Client Roadblocks, Finding the Root Cause. You know, sometimes the roadblock actually isn't the client at all, it's their environment. You can use a cultural checklist, just like this one from Dr. Well during your session, to assess if a client's corporate environment is actually the thing suppressing their competency development. Are employees there actually rewarded for their contributions? Are managers actively developing them? Because if not, they are fighting a massive uphill battle, and your coaching absolutely must pivot to help them navigate that specific toxic environment. So the crucial point is figuring out the root cause. There are 4 major roadblocks to mastery here: innate traits, environment, skills, and emotional issues. Let's say a client struggles with communication. Well, is it simply a lack of a learnable skill? Or is it a deep emotional issue, like a fear of authority? You can target this during your sessions by asking specific, probing questions like, what fear is driving this hesitation? You have to find out exactly what's standing in their way. And finally, Section 5, Strategies for Developing Others. Let's drive some client success. Interestingly enough, Dr. Well actually lists developing others as a managerial competency in his book. But just listen to this definition for a second: the ability to facilitate the growth of others by providing accurate feedback and analyzing performance gaps. I mean, wow, that perfectly defines the core role of a successful coach. You are literally mastering this exact competency every single time you sit down with a client. And this brilliantly illustrates a highly effective 3-step coaching framework derived right from those key behaviors. First, accurately analyze the gaps by identifying their strengths and weaknesses. Second, help your clients genuinely examine their barriers, those emotional or environmental roadblocks we were just talking about. And third, provide feedback, but not just vague, hey, good job praise. You need to give accurate behavioral feedback on their observable actions. Always remember our thematic metaphor here. Coaching is building success, one behavior at a time. Your goal as a coach isn't just to talk abstractly about making a change. Your real goal is to foster a learning culture that builds concrete, enduring behavioral habits. You are handing them the exact building blocks they need to succeed. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a bit of a provocative thought to chew on. Are you modeling the specific behavioral competencies you actually expect to see in your clients? It's a tough question, right? But to be truly effective, we have to embody that exact same initiative, that clear communication, and that drive for self-development that we ask for. So definitely apply Dr. Zwell's framework to your clients in your next session, but hey, don't forget to apply it to yourself too. Thanks so much for joining me today, and keep building those competencies.